Good morning and welcome back. This is your daily tarot geared towards healing the soul. This one is for Wednesday, January 10th, and I'm still using the Light Seers Tarot by Chrisanne Donnelly. Let's see what we need to know. Ooh, okay, Four of Pentacles. Upright. I did allow for reversals. So in the upright position, that is our card for having good, healthy boundaries and controlling what we spend. You know, there's always that question of, like, do I really need it? And usually the answer is no, but I really want it, right? So it might be one of those days where we are working with our internal conflicts with the Five of Swords and questioning, you know, do I really need that? Where is my money really going? Goodness knows, you know, things cost more, but we do have, in most states, the minimum wage has gone up, but then in a lot of states it hasn't. So it just depends on, you know, where you live. And usually the prices are commensurate with the state you're living in, but not always, especially when it comes to home costs, you know, rent and mortgage, all of that, insurance. So I know how challenging it can be. So I don't know who needs to hear the message of having healthy, strong boundaries with other people in your life and holding onto your purse strings and not loaning out your money when somebody is clearly just, you know, taking advantage of you and you're caught up in your head thinking, oh goodness, well, what if I say no? What does that make me? How could I say no to my child or to, you know, my adult whatever? You know what I mean? Or how could I say no to my sister or my brother? But if they're clearly not paying you back and they're just taking advantage of you, or they're not growing and helping themselves and they're just, you know, using you as a resource, then that could really be a problem, right? So it just depends on what's, you know, what's really going on there. With the Five of Swords, you know, it's our card for our deepest inner conflicts. It's our card for our false beliefs about ourselves in relationship with life. You know, all the fives in the tarot are not easy. Doesn't matter which suit, they're all challenging. And I did allow for reversals. We don't have any today, so this is interesting. But anyway, if we go with the artwork, and I love the beautiful artwork in this deck, it's all about getting yourself in a place where you're listening to spiritual law. You're not comparing yourself against anyone else. You're working towards controlling your compulsions. And sometimes, I mean, I know I've tried this before, retail therapy is like a real thing, but it doesn't work. You know, we just think it feels good when we're shopping and when we're buying it. But then, you know, you get the bill at the end of the month and you're like, or you get the bill whenever it comes in, and your credit card payment is due and you're like, oh, what have I done? You know, I really have to be careful. And then unexpected issues can come up all the time. You know, like you forget when your insurance is due and there you go. You know, you forget when, yeah. There's just so many things. Now, another meaning here, too, can be shopping for cheaper prices. Like I switched from Progressive to State Farm with my car insurance, and I got that, you know, that, I forget what it's called, but you put it in, I think it's called Drive Safe or something like that. Just a little thing that you stick in your car, and there's an app that hooks up to it, and basically it's supposed to track when you're driving, but man, I took a road trip to California and I know I was speeding a couple of times because the road was just wide open and smooth, and I looked down and my speedometer and went, whoa, you know, and I thought I would get dinged, but I never did. But anyway, that's saving me a couple $100 every 6 months. just to do that. And the switch from progressive just kept raising the price, even though I don't go anywhere. I hardly ever drive. So that pissed me off enough to make me stop, and I wound up with State Farm. So it could be something like that, where you're just questioning and going, wait a minute, maybe I can do better. And whatever it is, try it out, especially those high dollar items that are, the things in life you can't get away from, right? And with the Strength card, this is I love this card. No matter how, even if it comes through reversed, I think it's just such a beautiful card for getting in touch with our true power. It's I tend to see it as being ruled by Leo, but you can go with a different fire sign if you feel drawn that way, Aries or Sag, but to me it's Leo. And we have the heart here that reminds us about the courage to love, and that if we work hard to uncover, this is what I got in meditation with this card, is that it goes with the Carl Jung quote that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And I thought, well, I've never heard, I know that the quote, and that was not a problem, but I've never heard anybody describe the Strength card that way before, but then every time I would meditate on it, it would come through again. So I just have to trust that the card to me is all about bringing in more and more power into the body via the heart, opening up the heart, choosing to love, and then wherever we are unconsciously holding back from love, the state of love, there will be something in there to work with, to make conscious. Because all of life is about making or at least life on earth, is about making the unconscious conscious. And then that way, if it's not, if something in us unconsciously isn't aligned with the truth, then when we make it conscious, that's the only way we can work with it. That's the only way we can turn it around. So I think that today, and especially this evening, there's a lot of strength that will come through from questioning our false beliefs. And from there, we've got some really strong boundaries. Like the strong boundaries happens to be, I think, the main issue. And we question where the boundaries are giving us trouble. Like, is it too much spending, or is it too much loaning money? Or is it too much thinking about money when we need to stop worrying about it and just follow the love in our hearts? Right? And so I don't know what the message is going to be for each one of you. You're just going to have to decide on that yourself. Of course, you know where you are. And and just know that the life force, to me, the Strength card is so much about the life force, as is the sun. I see that as well, too, in that card. But just remember that your life force, in the nucleus of every cell in your body, you have all the power to, for your growth. It's every organism that is created is, imbued with that same life force, that same power. The life force is an amazing, it's just an amazing thing. I don't know what else to say. So, okay, well, I await your comments. Sending you tons of love as always. Take good care. Bye.